Hi, I'm Paul Edwards, author of the Mourner's Woods books, and first and foremost, a monster kid. I'm excited and honestly a little overwhelmed to say welcome to my 200th video. I have no idea how I could possibly have done 199 of these already. And thank you so much for your views, your likes, your subscriptions. And to tell you the truth, I'm this close to being eligible to be monetized. So I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. You can expect more Monster Kid goodness in the days ahead. And I thought, what video could I do for my 200th video other than the 200th issue of Famous Monsters of Filmland magazine? This is from when Famous Monsters of Filmland returned, and this is from May of 1993. Forrest J Ackerman was still involved in the publication, but the times had changed, but they tried as hard as they could to keep the tone and vibe of the original Famous Monsters of Filmland run. And we'll take a look and see how well they did. So please join me in flipping through this vintage monster magazine, and together we'll see what kinds of Monster Kid goodness is in here. Famous Monsters of Filmland, issue 200, pictures Bernard Jukes on the cover. He was the actor who played Renfield in the stage production of Dracula, the same Dracula production in which Bela Lugosi played Count Dracula prior to the 1931 movie. It's the best issue ever, which is a lot to say after 35 years. And it's the 35th anniversary spectacular. Get it? Because of Forrest J Ackerman. Okay. Well, the puns haven't gotten any better. This issue is dedicated to Vincent Price. And, of course, they're welcoming us back because this magazine ran for many years, then ended, and then came back. Like any good monster. You thought it was gone, but it returned. Some things haven't changed, though. The fanged male is still here. Readers are still submitting their pictures with their letters in the hopes of getting published. Look at this one. Wow. Now, how many 11-year-olds know the lost film London After Midnight and were able to do Lon Chaney Sr.'s makeup from it? Well, if you read your Famous Monsters of Filmland, you did. Bela Lugosi. Look at this picture. The spiderweb shadow. Public Vampire #1, The Terror of Transylvania. You know, Bela Lugosi's most famous role, of course, is playing Dracula. Some people think that his best performance was as Igor in Son of Frankenstein and Ghost of Frankenstein. And he did do great in those. But personally, my favorite Bela Lugosi performance is as the bad guy, Murder LaGrange, in White Zombie. Oh, this is from The Whispering Shadow. This is a movie serial in which Bela Lugosi played a prime suspect, but not necessarily the one who actually will turn out to be guilty of being the criminal mastermind, The Whispering Shadow. Bela Lugosi co-starred with Boris Karloff in a number of horror films. This one, The Raven. You couldn't help but feel bad for Karloff's character. He was a criminal who went to Lugosi's mad doctor hoping to get plastic surgery to get a new face, so that he couldn't be arrested. But instead what happened was Lugosi gave him a distorted, mangled face and told him he would never fix it unless Boris Karloff did everything he said and became his henchman. This is Bela Lugosi in costume as the Frankenstein monster in Frankenstein Meets the Wolfman with his son. Imagine going to your dad's work and he's the Frankenstein monster. I like it. Lugosi played the villain in the movie Chandu the Magician, which was a movie based on a radio character. So he played the bad guy in the movie, but then when they made a movie serial to follow up called The Return of Chandu, Lugosi was cast as Chandu himself, and he got to play the good guy for once. Yep. Another role of Lugosi's that was really memorable was in Island of Lost Souls, which was a movie version of H.G. Wells' The Island of Dr. Moreau, and he was the sayer of the law. Are we not men? Lugosi even played other vampires besides Count Dracula. Here he's in costume. This is an autographed picture of him. You'd think that this was from Dracula, but it's not. It's from a film called Return of the Vampire, in which he played a vampire named Count Armand Tesla. King Karloff, monarch of the macabre. Look at that picture. Oh my gosh. The Man Who Lived Again, and The Man They Could Not Hang. Karloff did a whole lot of these spooky crime movies. Another one was The Walking Dead. No, not that The Walking Dead. The 1936 film The Walking Dead, directed by Michael Curtiz. But there were a lot of these films he did that were like half crime stories and half horror movies. Oh yeah, this was creepy as anything. Tower of London. The third and final time that Boris Karloff played the Frankenstein monster was in Son of Frankenstein, with Bela Lugosi playing Igor. Wow. The Mummy, of course. Oh, the Black Cat, where he was the leader of a devil worshiper cult. Oh, here's a behind-the-scenes photo with Forrest J Ackerman visiting Boris Karloff. Oh yeah, what was his name in this? Janusz in The Invisible Ray. That's a great shot of him as the Frankenstein monster. I love this weird window. It's such a creepy lighting effect. Lon Chaney Sr., the man of 1,000 faces, is the only person who could be described as the one-man monster show. Here he is as a vampire in London After Midnight. Look at this picture. Wow. The Man of 1,000 Faces played the Hunchback of Notre Dame, the Phantom of the Opera, I'm sure they'll show us in here somewhere, and, you know, an endless array of other characters. And he did his own makeup effects and was phenomenally good at them. If you're interested in Lon Chaney Sr., I have several of his movies on my all-night spook show podcast. I have two of his biggest ones, The Hunchback of Notre Dame and Phantom of the Opera, and two of his lesser-known ones, The Monster and The Unknown. Oh my gosh. Jeez. Remember, he did all these himself. Well, the Unholy Three. That was his first and only talking movie. Wow. There he is as Phantom of the Opera. They couldn't do a Lon Chaney Sr. article without him. Wow. Son of Mr. Monster. So Lon Chaney Sr. never wanted his son, Creighton, to become an actor. Only after Lon Chaney Sr. died did his son, Creighton Chaney, become a professional actor. And the studio insisted that he use the stage name Lon Chaney Jr., even though he was not a junior. Because, you know, obviously they wanted to cash in on the famous name of his father. So Lon Chaney Jr. had an extensive run in Hollywood, especially in monster films of the 1940s. But his signature role is as the Wolf Man. Other monsters were played by different actors in different films. You know, Frankenstein monster, the Invisible Man, Dracula. But Lon Chaney Jr. was the only actor to ever play the Wolf Man in the classic age of Hollywood. Oh. Here you get Lon Chaney Jr. throttling Boris Karloff, who's playing Dr. Niemann in House of Frankenstein. And this time, Karloff is not playing the monster. The monster is being played by Glenn Strange. This was a serious misstep. Universal Studios cast Lon Chaney Jr. as Count Dracula in the film Son of Dracula, a role that he had no business playing. He did not have the makings of a European aristocrat. It just wasn't a character that he should have played. Son of Kong. Oh, I get it. Because it's Ray Harryhausen. So Ray Harryhausen trained in the art of stop motion animation under Willis O'Brien, who famously brought King Kong to life and Son of Kong. So Ray Harryhausen then went on to become a master of stop motion animation himself. This is one of his creations, the Cyclops from The Seventh Voyage of Sinbad. So that's what they mean. In that sense, he's the son of Kong. Ray Harryhausen is. The Beast from 20,000 Fathoms. Ooh, production art for Jason and the Argonauts. One of my favorite Harryhausen movies is It Came From Beneath the Sea. Yeah. Ray Bradbury, Forrest J Ackerman, and Ray Harryhausen. Friends for 55 years. Appearing here at the 50th anniversary of the movie King Kong. Huh. Monsters are still good for my children. Yours too. Wow. Luna, the Batgirl. From Mark of the Vampire. Oh my gosh. You can really see how the man who laughs was the inspiration for the character of the Joker in Batman. Ugh. The amazing Acker monster. Forrest J Ackerman, of course. He called himself probably 30 different nicknames, one of which was the Acker monster. Here's a list of his accomplishments. Oh, there's Forrest J Ackerman and Vincent Price. There he is with Mary Philbin. Beast, Witches, Forey, and Fangs for the Memories. Those are both puns that Forrest J Ackerman himself would have used. There's tributes for Forey. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh, want to go to Famous Monsters of Filmland Worldcon? You can meet Ray Bradbury and Ray Harryhausen. And Richard Matheson. And Angus Scrimm from Phantasm movies. And John Agar, perennial B-movie bad penny John Agar. Oh. This must have been a lot of fun. Oh my gosh, Zachary. Basil Gogos, the artist who did almost 50 covers for Famous Monsters of Filmland magazine. Okay, this is a lot of guests at this convention. Okay, now I want to go. Oh, and Robbie the Robot, of course. Vincent Price, appearing here as he did in the House of Usher movie, the first of the Edgar Allan Poe movies that he did for Roger Corman. House of Wax. House of Wax was the movie that made Vincent Price, he was already a movie star, but this is the movie that made him into a horror superstar and a top box office draw. You asked for it, of course, reader requests. Oh, okay, Monster Kids. Mystery lines. They give you a line of dialogue. Do you know what vintage monster movie the line of dialogue is from? Let's see if we can find a good one here. I'm from Iowa. I only work in outer space. Know that one? Ah, you young people, making the most of life while it lasts. You know that one? Instead of what they usually did in this magazine, which was to print a huge page with all the back issues available. Now they're selling you a catalog of the back issues that are available. That's just chintzy. Video Wasteland. That's a good title. And the Video Void. Where do you want to order from? The Video Wasteland or the Video Void? This was in the age when there was home video, so you could own your own copy of all kinds of movies, even obscure ones, but you couldn't just download them yet. You had to have a physical copy of them. Oh, okay, I was wondering why this page is blank. Then I look up here. Friends and autographs. What do they think this is? A yearbook? Oh, gosh. I have a strong feeling that's only there because someone screwed up the page count. The Return of Famous Monsters of Filmland. And it was back for a while. If you enjoy classic monsters and vintage horror, you would love my book series, the Mourner's Woods books. I'm self-published on Amazon, where I've written a series of novels that all take place in a haunted forest, Mourner's Woods. Each book deals with a completely new cast of characters entering this forbidden wilderness, where they encounter monsters, creatures, ghosts, but invariably the worst threat that any character faces in Mourner's Woods is the friend who hiked here with them. My books recapture the vibe and feel of 20th century B movies, but in a contemporary setting. My name again is Paul Edwards. My books are the Mourner's Woods books. Thank you so much for watching this video and the previous 199 videos. I appreciate it more than you can know. I'll see you in Mourner's Woods.